But
Sure.
back to my point of Rachel Leviss, can Rachel keep her podcast and pursue these lawsuits that she's doing? I believe Miss Frankel is behind a lot of the Brandy. You know, we know that the reality reckoning is really of taking down Andy Cohen. I don't believe she can be out there advising Brandy, advising Rachel, which you know they are allegedly very close, when she has a podcast that is all about, you know, toxicity and trashing everybody and all that stuff. And then she's advising these people to sue Andy for his alleged behavior in trashing people and wanting them to do cocaine and all this stuff. She can't be capitalizing and making money off of all that toxicity. And then also being the backbone to advising these women on taking him down. And this, you know, I guess reality reckoning is still alive. Because I do not think, unless there was a legal reason or a legal perception reason that's coming down the line, I think even out of her sheer ego, she would have kept ReWives going. Even though I think, to your point, it probably was not making much money at all. But I believe there is something deeper there, that she is very instrumental behind the scenes. She seems like she's taken a bit of a step back on TikTok with some things. And even the brand, like I said, even the Brandy versus Andy video she did, I thought she held back a bit. She, you know, refrained from sticking her opinion in there about Andy. Something else is going on behind the scenes.
Interesting.
Advised, probably by Garagos and all these people, to go, you know, you're making money off the exact franchise that you say you hate. You want a reality reckoning for. You know, you're just grandstanding the entire time on it, how great you were. So you participated in this so-called toxic thing, which people are using this against Leah McSweeney. They're saying to Leah, you didn't appear one season on RHOBH and then go, oh my God, this is awful what they're doing to me, the psychological warfare, you know, I've relapsed. You kept coming back for Girls Trip, another season.
I mean, let's also not discount that Leah would still be there if they, I mean, she thought she was going to be asked for this reboot because she was the young downtown one, right? Like she would be on the fucking show if they called her right now and said, you want a show? I think she might say yes.
I don't think a lot of, I mean, to go back to our Matt Lauer comparison, when Matt Lauer was coming down, when being taken down, no, I don't think anyone except for maybe Katie Couric stood up for him. Like nobody, you know, which tells you a lot. We've seen over the past couple of weeks a lot of Bravo celebrities. I mean, there's actually articles listing the Bravo celebrities supporting Andy.
But I didn't mean to interrupt you. I think that's a very interesting point. What Bethenny's bigger cause, like her whole cause in life, is taking down Andy. And that is more important than, now mind you, she's not going to go give up Skinny Girl. We're not going to give up Bryn's future. But right, the little pittance that she was making from ReWives, the bigger picture, she would rather lose the $2,000 a month and just destroy Mr. Cohn. This is a very interesting theory you present, Sarah.
I could be wrong.
I don't know if you are wrong. I don't know. This is a very interesting one. What did you just, okay, yes, but here's the thing about these housewives. Are these housewives supporting Andrew because they mean it? Or, and I'm just asking, so don't everyone come for me, I don't care, or are they supporting Andrew because they think he's untouchable? And if he is canceled with holding his head in shame, they will abandon him. This is what I talked about with Rachel too. Like Kelly Ripa, I do not think will abandon him. I don't think SJP will abandon him. And I don't think Anderson will abandon him. And Bruce Bozzi won't abandon, like his real friends. But will, you know, Cynthia Bailey, who's made a comment, will she, like if he's really canceled? I mean, that's just my question. Do they mean this, or do they feel he is so untouchable that we will support him? Because guess what? That's the whole claim of Leah's lawsuit. Daddy's going to remember who spoke out in his time of need. And when Daddy isn't canceled, Maj, the Saj, with her statement, she'll get a little, oh, we were going to let that one go this year. Okay, Saj, you can hang around with Teresia for another year. I don't know. You see what I'm saying on this one?
Yeah, I do. Um,
You know?
it's a tough one. I mean, I heard you and our friend Melissa Rivers,
Ah, Miss
and
Rivers.
Melissa says that he is untouchable.
Look, I mean, well, first of all, I love Miss Rivers. Went to her house. We do sometimes have differences of opinions, Miss Rivers and I. She is she's been in the industry way longer than me or you. This one really I'm torn on. I'm truly torn on, will this be Andy being taken out the back door? Or is he above it? I've said this before. The difference between him and Chris Harrison, the difference between him and Matt Lauer is they were on a show. Okay, you can argue Bachelor Nation is more than a show. It's a series of shows. Bachelorette, this, that, Paradise, fine. But this is an individual who is an executive producer on 90% of the shows on the network, 93% of the shows. I mean, what does Andy not touch? Vanderpump. I mean, he doesn't touch anything other than Housewives, but what is on other than Housewives? Married to Medicine, Vanderpump, Southern Charm, The Valley. What else? I think Bravo regrets giving one person this much power, right?
Yes, we've
But
talked about that. I agree.
90%. So I don't know. He might be untouchable, but I'm not sure. I don't know how, as a corporation, can you not at least investigate these things? Granted, they also investigated Ramona using some inappropriate words and found, quote unquote, she did no wrong until it all came out that she actually did wrong. You know what I mean? I think we sweep things under the rug over there at Bravo and NBC when we don't want to fire someone. Let's not forget, Ramona, there was an investigation against her and they found nothing was wrong. And now all of a sudden, everything was wrong with the Stinga. Stinga!
Stinger. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting, right, over the next couple of months to see what happens, what all goes down. But I do not believe, Just B, I think podcast is going to continue, which I highly doubt makes much more money than
ReWives.
ReWives, although that's the platform she put the Nene interview on, the Denise Richards. So it probably does. It probably has hit, you and I talked about this, like she did a part 2 and a part 3, and she had Rachel on. Like that probably generated a lot more money for sure than ReWives was. So maybe, maybe it is as simple as ReWives just never made any money. But
But maybe it's the bigger picture with this one, huh?
I just feel like if you're leading this charge, and I mean, all these people are using Garagos who Bethenny hired. I mean,
I
I don't
think
think it's,
I agree. I think she's clearly involved in the Rachel thing. All of a sudden, Brandy's coming out with Garagos. I think she has I agree with you. I think which really is such a housewife's move. She's bringing this to real life. I mean, isn't this what we accuse the Potomac ladies of all day? Of like, Bethenny is now taking down Andy slowly, or whether he's taken down or not, but she's causing him angst in his life without getting her hands dirty anymore. Now it's like Brandy's her puppet. She's got McSweeney, Rachel. Like, this is a Machiavellian housewife's move, right? Like, isn't this what they accuse like Jizzy Jizz of, and the Grand Dame of, like, isn't this the whole thing with Robin and Giselle and Candace, and they accuse Chris Bassett, and Candace is still not okay with those two. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel that yeah.
oh,